It's me again. Listen, I just finished last night the full season of Ballard, which is currently streaming on Prime. And I got to admit, I was pleasantly surprised, but also I don't usually watch a lot of cop drama shows because I feel like they're all dime a dozen. You got to watch, and there's so many seasons, if that makes sense, like CSI and all that. There's like 10, 15 seasons. I don't want to sit there watching so many seasons of those shows. But I saw the trailer to this and I said, oh, this looks kind of interesting. It's all about cold cases. And Ballard is like kind of like a spin-off series of Bosch. And I've heard good things of Bosch, and that's just one of those shows that I have not come across watching yet. And I do now want to watch it after watching Ballard. Now, this is kind of like a review and just my thoughts of the show. I'll try to keep it spoiler-free as best as I can. I'll give you like maybe a little bit of insight on what's going on. But anyway, this show is based on a book, and the book I've never read, but it looks quite interesting. But what I'll do first is show you the trailer, and then we'll just talk a little bit about the show itself and what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it. Okay, so this is the trailer of Ballard. Like I said before, it is on now Prime as of now.
You're still getting to know me.
Kind of funny, really, that you're working in cold cases. You've
Yeah.
got a few to deal with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're reaching.
Am I?
Last time I came from one of the Brotherhood, it didn't go so well. What better way to keep the troublesome woman quiet?
Now, if you've seen Bosch, you've probably seen some of the characters from Bosch in this show.
The cold case unit are reserves and volunteers. We work in the basement of this building, and yet we're still getting results.
I stuck my neck out for you, Ballard, when the chief and others had a different idea.
Captain's got us working on a new case.
Murder that happened in 08.
That's what 17 years with no arrest looks like.
Wow.
This thing dried up. What do you think we're gonna get from it now?
Past is always present, but if no one cares enough to dig, then it just stays buried.
Damn right.
These cases, they are connected.
I heard about what you did last year. Thought it was brave.
I miss homicide. Somehow I think
Yeah.
with myself in cold cases that maybe things can go back to the way they were.
The way things
Yeah,
were,
and Bosch makes an appearance too. He does make an appearance in the show.
They're little coffins.
He's methodical. He's not choosing these women randomly. We might have a serial killer on our hands. We have 14 victims now. That's 14 families waiting for answers.
You have 72 hours or this goes to homicide.
We only have one shot at this guy. Anything is worth a look.
People will do anything to keep their secrets buried.
Yeah.
I will always have your back.
LAPD, drop your weapon!
Ballard. Yep. July 9th. Actually, yeah, it premiered July 9th on Prime. Now, like I said, I wanted to just show you the trailer if you haven't seen it, so you guys got a general idea of what you're going to see. I'll read a bit of the Wikipedia as well. Now, as you may or may not know, that Ballard is played by Maggie Q. You might have seen her in a lot of shows. I remember her from Die Hard 4, I think it was. And I know she was in, was it Nikita? I could be wrong. Comment down below if you know I'm wrong. Anyway, so basically her character is now doing cold case files. She used to be a homicide detective, but something happened, and now she's moved over to the cold case files section. Now, I won't say what happened, but she's trying to find who murdered this politician's sister some years back. So he's helped funding and helping her with a cold case file. Now, she's pretty much the only detective. Everyone else is kind of like volunteers or ex-police. She's got her old retired partner to help her as well. And there's a couple other people who are helping, like one grad student and one lady who's like a volunteer. She's really nice. I really liked it. What I really liked about this show is the variety of different characters they had, and they weren't just like the staples or just someone planted there. They all have their own story and reasons why they're doing the cold case. And I really liked that. Now, when the first episode started, I didn't know what to make of the character herself, Ballard. I felt like she was a very close person and didn't show very much emotion. But as the episodes progress, you can understand why she's showing up this front. But I really, really liked the characters quite a bit. There was some really good top-notch acting in the show. And the pacing was actually relatively okay. It's like I said, it started off a little bit slow because you're trying to understand the characters, but once it picks up, it goes full throttle, this show. And I felt like every episode was better than the previous episode I watched. Like when you get to those last episodes, it's just non-stop. It's really, really good. And like I said, they're doing cold case files. So she's put in this section to be in charge of cold case files, and she's trying to solve a murder. And also she runs into another case. So she's doing multiple cases, and she's really determined. She's very determined. And like I said, there's some really, really good acting in the show. The editing is really, really well done. The pacing is really good as well. And it gives it the show gives it time to breathe, to let the characters show who their stories are, like who they are at home and what they do. That's really good. It shows you a little bit, but not too much to make it overdrawn. Ballard is obviously the main character, and now, like I said, you do see Bosch in the show. He's in parts of the show. He'll come up every now and then. He's not the main focus. He's sort of like a guide or someone she's talking to, like a confidant, which is interesting. And like I said, I've never seen Bosch. I've never seen the show. I've seen trailers to it, and it is on my list to watch. But now after watching Ballard, I really do want to watch now Bosch. So I really want to check it out. But there's a really good bunch of cast in here. There's some really good acting in here. And all the episodes are about 40 to 45 minutes long. And like I said, the pacing's done really, really well. Now, the development now. Ballard was officially announced in 2023 as the next expansion of the Bosch television series universe. Michael Connolly serves as co-creator and executive producer alongside Michael Alamo and Kendall Sherwood. The show draws inspiration from Connolly's novels, including The Late Show, Dark Hours, and Desert Star. Ballard is an executive produced by Michael Connolly, Henrik Baskin, Michael Alamino, and Kendall Sherwood. Filming. Principal photography for the first season began in July 2024 and concluded in November 24. So it took a matter of months to do the show. Filming took place on location in Los Angeles to maintain continuity with the visual style of the Bosch franchise. All 10 episodes of the series were released on Amazon Prime July 9th, 2025. All right, this is the reception. The review educator website Rotten Tomatoes reported 100% approval rating based on 10 critics. That's really good. And like I said, you got Maggie Q, who plays Ballard, and what has she been in? She's been in a lot of stuff. She's modeling. Well, she was in Nikita. That's the one. Yep. So you got Maggie Q. You got Courtney Taylor. Then you got Michael Mosley. Yeah, he's good. I like Michael Mosley. His character's really cool. He's a bit of a dick, but I actually do like him in this show. Then you've got Rebecca Field, who's an enthusiastic volunteer. She's really lovely. And then you got Victoria Morales, who plays Martina Castro. She's like an intern. Then you got Amy Hill, who plays Ballard's grandma, Tutu. She's lovely. She's like not the comic relief, but she's sort of like the grounding of the character. She's like, And then you got John Carroll Lynch, who plays like he's Thomas Lafont, a retired former police partner who returns to assist Ballard in running the cold case unit. He's a seasoned detective and skilled interrogator. He's really, really nice. I really liked his character. He was really well played by John Carroll Lynch. Yeah, just everyone seemed to play a really good part in the show. There was no real wooden acting, if you want to call it that. There was no really stiffness in the acting. I really liked the pacing of the show, And like I said, I wanted to keep it spoiler free because I really feel that if I say too much, that you guys would probably get it. And like we didn't know where it was going, the show. Because there's a lot of cases she's going from back and forth on the show, and was quite surprised on how well it worked. Because sometimes you can kind of get lost in the show, or like you don't know what's going on or what's going to happen next. And the way they did this, I felt like I wasn't getting mixed up, which was good. It was very clear. But like I said, I think Maggie Q did a really, really exceptionally good job on playing Ballard, on playing a lady who's in a very male-dominated area. Because it is showing that side, like where she's trying to speak up and she's trying to do her job, but she feels hindered because of what's happened to her in the past. And you'll see a lot of that. You'll see a lot of that. But there's also people on her side, on her court, who believe her and want to help her out as well. So it's not just completely one-sided, so which is good. But I really, really enjoyed Maggie Q's portrayal of this character, and I really enjoyed everyone else as a whole. Like the group of people that work with her, I felt really, really worked well. Because sometimes some characters feel out of place, so they feel like they're just shoehorned in there to make it appealing to other audiences and stuff. But I didn't feel it with this show. I felt like everyone had played an important, integral part of the show, and also trying to solve these cold cases. So, like I said, very interesting show. 10 episodes, all around about 45 minutes to 50 minutes. Really, really good show. If you really like a good cop drama or a whodunit, I really do recommend Ballard. I really do. And it is on Prime right now. 10 episodes. We binged it in about a few nights. So we watched like 2 or 3 episodes a night. Really liked it. So the things I probably didn't like, also I'll give you a little quick mention. There was, it's hard to say. The things I didn't like was maybe is when they were going from one case, then they were bouncing off to another one. Because you were sort of invested in where they were going with this case, but then they had to go back to another one and sort of threw you off there a little bit. That was one thing I didn't like. Also, when you first watch Ballard, you don't know what to make of her character because she's just like, really not really showing much emotion. But as I said before, as the episodes progress, you can understand why. But that first episode, if you don't stick around to understand, you might get put off by her a little bit. But you understand as you progress through the season. So stick with it, please, because I think you really will love this show and the character quite a bit. But for the most part, I think it's a really well-made police drama. And out of a 10, I'll probably give it like a good solid 8 out of 10. I don't know 8.5 or 7.5 rubbish. A good solid 8 out of 10, right? Good direction, good acting, good pacing, a really well-made show, and a really good something to binge over on the weekend. So 8 out of 10, it's on Prime right now. Go check it out and let me know what you think of this review. I'm just trying to mix up a few things here and do things like different. And I'd really appreciate your support and your comments. If you want to see more stuff like this, let me know. Comment down below to let us know. But either way, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.